we need smart people on the show every now and then to supplement, well, me. So joining me now, Cesar Ybarra joining me. He's the Senior Director of Legislative Affairs with FreedomWorks, one of the good groups out there. Cesar, before we get into what's going on with Joe Biden's nominee, what exactly is Comptroller of the Currency? People don't even know what that is.
Yeah, and thank you for asking that, because it's a very, low-key agency within the Department of the Treasury. But in essence, the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency is in charge of regulating all of the national banks in the United States of America, community banks, and also financial technology institutions. So these are the people, the bureaucrats, who have their thumb on the regulatory scale to tell big banks what they can and cannot do. And a lot of the times we know that under Democrat administrations, their job is to ensure that they intervene in the banking market as much as possible. So that's why you've seen a lot of financial institutions and trade associations come out against Omarova, Saule Omarova, who is President Biden's nominee to head up this agency. So that's in essence, in short, top-line view of what the Comptroller of the Currency does.
Senator Kennedy went after Omarova pretty good. I enjoyed this.
In 2019, you joined a Facebook group, a Marxist Facebook group, to discuss socialist and anti-capitalist views. Now, that's what I see from your record. And you have the right to believe every one of these things. You do. This is America. But I don't mean any disrespect. I don't know whether to call you professor or comrade.
It's hard to argue, though. I mean, when you talk about somebody in the role that you just described as having communist leanings, and it looks like it may be more than just leanings, who is this lady, Cesar?
Yeah, I mean, she received the Lenin Scholarship at the Moscow State University back in the 80s, right? So she's already been involved in these sort of Marxist, communist, circles, right? But it's not about where she's from either. Let's look at the policies that she's supporting. She supports getting rid of private banking and making sure that every American, you and me, Jesse, instead of having our bank accounts with a JP Morgan or Wells Fargo, we would instead have to go and put our bank accounts in the Federal Reserve and have the federal government have access to all of our data. She is in favor of regulating just about every single aspect of the financial services industry. And let's not forget, the OCC is also in charge of financial technology institutions. These are institutions that give loans to minority communities, those who have a hard time acquiring a normal loan through a big bank, right? Those people who don't have credit, who are trying to make ends meet. The Democrats do not want them to have access to these free market lending institutions, right? So this is why we have to oppose her. It's not where she's from. It's not where she studied. It's the policies that she supports, Jesse. So we must make sure that Republicans in the Senate are unified against her, and that Sinema, Manchin, Maggie Hassan, John Tester, these moderate Democrats also oppose her, because a vote for her is a vote for socialism in the financial services industry.
Cesar, not that much about this administration surprises me at this point in time, but how in the world can a woman with that kind of background even sniff a position like this? Was she involved with Obama? Where'd they scrape her up from?
Well, this is how you know, this is Elizabeth Warren's dream come true, right? Elizabeth Warren has been in favor of breaking up the big banks and imposing a central banking system in the country. And, Joe Biden campaigned on being a moderate president, but we know since day one, he's been exactly the opposite of that. And I think this nominee reflects where his administration is going, and that is into central command and control of just about every single aspect of our economy. So where do they pick her up from? Ask Elizabeth Warren, ask AOC, ask the Squad. These are the folks who want to rip apart everything we love about our economy.
Hey, thanks so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe. You heard me. Like it, subscribe. You'll get a lot more of it and a lot more of me.